Don't Starve's world settings. You all know them, and maybe at some point you actually changed some of them, either to make the game easier or harder in some way. The world settings are actually really customizable, but they aren't the same as they used to be. Back in 2023, Clay updated Don't Starve Solo so that increasing any enemy or resource spawns would only increase their spawns in areas that they would actually naturally spawn in. Previously, if you increased these settings, it would cause them to spawn everywhere. So you could have a world filled with clockworks every 5 feet. Not anymore though. Luckily, there's a mod that completely reverts this change. Welcome to Don't Starve Shipwrecked again, and today we're doing what I'm calling a madness world, named after the mod I'm using. Now, a madness world is just like a regular world, except every setting is turned to max, but within reason. I did have to tweak a couple things so that the challenge was a bit more possible. Now, I did learn a lot from this experience, and there are definitely some things I would do differently now to make this harder, as there are a lot of settings that actually really help by being set to lots. Also, I wanted to announce that I've set up a Patreon if you're interested in supporting me at all. I would much rather you support me there than through YouTube memberships and donations, because YouTube is doing a lot of irritating things, and the less money they get, the better, in my opinion. Anyway, enjoy the video. Yeah, I'm also really concerned about the world crashing, because, you know, mod instability and all that, and also having everything set to lots. Oh. I just heard a Krampus sound go off. What did I do? Well, all things considered, this isn't too bad yet. It's looking good. Well, food might not be an issue. What do you mean bundling wrap blueprint? Oh my gosh, what? Why is there a magma pile here? There's also poisonous holes everywhere. Could cause some issues. But all in all, yeah, not a whole lot going on. The monkeys are stealing everything. I need to stop looking at chat whenever I play games. Also, I found out setting Krampus to lots makes his aggro thing really easy to activate. Goodness gracious. I forget I did make an axe. What am I doing? Guys, what in the... I'm poisoned. Can the bees kill things? Why me? You just got stung like 3 times and you're still focused on me and I did nothing. What a nice map. Disgusting. Well, things are going well. Is there a place that doesn't have, like, a killer beehive within 5 feet of it? My survival prospects are looking grim. Forgot I don't have enough twigs for a torch. Okay, so, from what we've seen, do we think anything needs to be adjusted? Or is it A-okay? What do you mean more rain? It's raining 100% of the time. What do you mean add more monkeys? Everything is set to max. That's the whole point. I cannot add more. It's hard to tell what the main issue is. Yeah. Less killer bees. What are you talking about, dude? I'm setting rain to default. I'm not playing Wilbur unless it's random. Unless it hands it to me, I'm not playing Wilbur. I dislike him. Also, he'd kind of negate the monkeys being a problem, and I want the monkeys to be a problem. Alright, it's Wilson. Not getting poisoned immediately would be wise. I need to get out of here. Why is there a bundling wrap blueprint? Leave me alone, dude. Keeps killing butterflies. Race war between birds and bees. I thought the birds and the bees were supposed to do, like, you know, other stuff. Stuff I don't think I can say here. Okay, this island is not as bad as the other. I know to the untrained eye, you might not be able to tell what I'm talking about, but trust me. Look, guys. A raft. Whoa. Now that's progress. And I'm not even dead. Gosh darn it. Why is there so much poison? Oh, the ocean's not looking too bad, really. Well, this looks peaceful right here. I don't think eating a poison gland would be a very good idea. Cures you but does 50 damage. Yeah, if I come across one, I'll consider it. Are you coming after me? Where were you? Oh. Guys, I think this was a good idea. What is your malfunction? This is good. This is fun. Lord almighty. Evict yourself from my eyesight, dude. The killer bees are a tad annoying. No, you started this. Don't run away. Alchemy engine has been made. Let's get out of here. Who wants to place bets on how long they think I'll live? The world is set to huge. That's like 3 settings above default. We're gonna see how the first hound attack goes, I guess. Hey, this island's not too bad. Somehow, I think the starting island is probably the worst thing I've ever seen. This is not so bad. And also, this is a magnificent amount of grass and flowers. So what was that? You attacked really... Did your kiting pattern change? Ugh. What? Really? Anyway. I think what I've learned, looking from just the map here, I think even though things do spawn everywhere, I think the beach has the worst density of just awful things. If I die, the poison goes away at least. That flup is buried in magma rock. It's looking really good for me right now. I'll be over here if y'all need me. Look guys, never been better. I don't know why the fisher merms. They seem to be having a really hard time adjusting to the world that they're in. Anyway, it does have a lot of sounds. That was one thing I was actually going to talk about. I noticed from Don't Starve Solo to Don't Starve Together, there's a lot of like atmospheric ambient sounds in Don't Starve that are really nice that aren't present whenever I play Don't Starve Together, and I don't know why. Alright, I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm just kind of going through the motions here. Let's think. What do we need to do? Get a better boat, establish a base. Oh, Lord almighty. It's a lot of gold. I don't know if Island Adventures has the ambience. I was looking at that. I do want to make a video over that at some point. Maybe next? I don't know. It depends on what people want, really. Hey, all things considered, wow, this island's not too bad. There's so much crap and bananas. So many dead monkeys. I don't... more overwhelming than the apocalypse? It's so hard to compare, really. Everything's getting poisoned, so if you don't know what that does, whenever something dies with poison, I'm pretty sure it reduces its freshness to half instantly. Everything around here is getting poisoned by these stupid poisonous holes, and everything's already half spoiled. It's a diseased landscape. You guys are so freaking mean to me. Don't keep doing that. I don't enjoy it. This will be fun to edit. You know what? Speaking of editing, I think it's been long enough I can probably tell this story at some point. This happened like a year ago. It still makes me mad. I had a guy who joined the Discord. I don't think he's in the Discord anymore. I checked. I don't know if he watches my stuff anymore. Give me a second. I'm gonna sneeze my face off. I like steamy monkeys because they make me feel alive. Anyway, as I was saying, I had this guy that came to my Discord and was chatting me up and was saying things like, you know, I really like Ashlux's content, but the editing's, it could be better. And so he was offering to edit for me. I talked to him. In the back of my head, I was like, I'm definitely probably not ever gonna ask this guy to do anything for me, but I'll just hear him out to be like polite and be like, all right, I'll hear you out, right? And so first thing first, I asked, like, hey, how much would you want to be paid? What's your ballpark for like, just like a stream, like a 3-hour stream? Because at the time, I was only streaming like 3 hours max. That's not that long. I can edit that in like a day and get that out. I can have that finished and edited in a day. You remember that guy? Yeah. Thinking about him makes me mad. I asked, what's your price for like one stream? And he said $400. A 3-hour stream that I can edit in a day. He asked me $400. Now here's my issue with that. One, on my stream videos, I was not even consistently hitting like 1,000 views on. I obviously was not making any money. 2, I was 19 and in my second year of college. 3, the minimum wage where I live is $7.25. 4, I can keep coming up with reasons. I can edit that within a day. And 5, if I was streaming like I wanted to be streaming, if I were streaming even just like once a week for a month, that would be $1,600 that I'd be paying him for essentially doing For doing nothing. You're doing nothing for $400. You're asking a 19-year-old kid in college who streams occasionally for $400? And so I was like, immediately like, no. Before I flat out denied him, I said, okay, what about just like shorts? How much would you do a short for? And he was like, about like $15 per short. I was like, get the hell out of here. I didn't say that. I said, I told him how it was. I'm like, yeah, I'm 19 years old in college. I cannot pay you that much. It was a year ago, almost a year ago. I still get so mad about it. It's completely ridiculous. I don't know what he was thinking. In what world would I agree to that? In what world was that a reasonable price? He was also really annoying and I didn't like him. He talked like an idiot. He was idiot. He's stupid. I hate that guy. I don't care if you're watching this. I don't like you. $400. I'm sorry. I'm too mad to think right now. I don't have any problem paying people. I've paid people for thumbnails. It's just like $400 for something I could do in like a day. Yeah, it's asking big streamer money from a guy that's like, who do you think I am? To be fair, I stopped liking him after he tried to do business with me because his ask was completely out of touch. I saw his content and I know he could do so much better with better editing. Yeah, that's what he said. And so him being incredibly gracious, extending his hand to me like Mercy in the Overwatch meme, offering to edit short 3-hour streams for $400 a pop. Like the kind Samaritan he is, supporting one of his creators. You have no place in this community. I want you gone. Unfortunately, I never had the money to pay him to begin with. As tragic as that is. Monkey, Oh, I'm going to kill you all. I'm going to kill you all. And you know I'll do it. I've done it twice before. I can do it a third time. Maybe I'm just being a little harsh. Maybe I'm being really ungrateful. You didn't mean to do that, dude. You just happened to get near me. Yeah, I also... Okay. I will be honest. I was a little slightly petty whenever he said anything about my editing. Okay, I should say, he sent me his portfolio, and it was the exact kind of editing that I despise. It was like that really active, quick transition, fade, like bubble text on screen whenever I'm talking. You know, son, you... so unhappy right now. Lord. I edit like the people that I watch, because that's what I enjoy. It's a more chilled, kind of laid back, just kind of... I like to think I make up for my editing. Myself, my personality makes up for not trying to like completely overwhelm the people watching my videos with whatever. Not insane, leave me alone. Markiplier editing. Yeah, exactly. Markiplier, manly badass, whatever you want to call that. Lord, me being sick is doing numbers to my voice cracking. I don't need to rest. I need to stream. Dolly should take over the streams. I don't think Dolly would enjoy I don't know if she'd want to stream to you guys. She tells me all the time how much she hates you. And I'm like, Dolly, that's like really rude and I don't appreciate you saying that, you know, about the people that watch me. And she's like, I don't care. I just think they're all subhuman. I use them to kind of stroke my ego and I'm like, alright, well, I swear I'm about to just destroy all the monkey houses here. Surely, with how much other stuff is here, the monkeys would just get killed out eventually, right? You're joking, but that's essentially what the guy was asking for. I would be losing money if I paid that guy to edit my streams. I would be transferring money from my boss to that guy editing my streams if I paid him for my streams. That's all I'd be doing. And it wouldn't help. Let me tell you guys a little tip here. Yes, editing helps. Having good editing helps your channel probably do better. As far as discoverability and stuff like that, it's not gonna skyrocket my channel if that guy starts editing my videos. Maybe he charged that much because he's like way over edits. Because the stuff he sent me was like, it was too much. In that case, maybe. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I misspoke. There's no justifiable reason to charge me that much for a video. My bad. You can dig the holes? Why are you guys not telling me this stuff sooner? I've been side-eyeing the freaking poisonous holes this whole time, licking my lips, and then shaking my head, doubtfully thinking, well, useless, really. All this time. There we go. Is this YouTube safe? Everything on my channel is YouTube safe, if you interpret it wrong enough. Shadow creature. I am not insane. Can I have a deep dive of how the shadow creatures are, like, programmed? Because they tend to just attack you regardless of if you're sane or not, I've noticed. Does he know that I'm not insane? Make a crock pot? Yeah, it's a good idea. Well, I know how to get some charcoal real quick. Smiles deviously. Bugs crawl out of my teeth. You weren't supposed to see that. Anyway. This tired island can go to hell. Ah, that's cathartic. Much better. Wow, aren't things just... Oh, that's so nice. The monkeys are still alive, of course. They're quite resilient. Your greed sickens me. I can't remember, did I ever talk about this? I got in a car wreck a couple months ago. Oh, I didn't talk about that? Oh well. Well, let me clarify, it wasn't my fault. So I was on my way to a job application in the city, and I got there fine. It was about an hour and a half away. It took me a bit to get there, and I was just about like 40 minutes away from home. When I'm on the highway, and some guy tries to cross the highway. Issue being he tries to cross it as I'm in front of him. Luckily, I notice and am able to kind of get out of the way. Regardless, he still hits me. And it's kind of a good thing I did steer out of the way, because if I didn't, I would have driven straight into his driver's side cab door and probably killed him as we were on the highway. Anyway, so we pulled over into a parking spot. I started talking to the guy, and he was like, well, here's the thing. I work for a place that can, like, fix stuff like this. So I'll just, like, have them do that for you, and we don't have to call the cops or get anything involved or anything. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm filing a police report. I think I will. I think I will call the cops, if it's all the same. And he's like, okay. And so we waited around for the cops to get there. Sand. You're grabbing sand. Move! I can't build my pit. Gosh. Yeah, I did tell you this. Anyway, I'll tell it again. And so the cops eventually got there and got our information, got both of our sides of the story. It ended up taking like 3 total hours. So my little trip to the city was extended by 3 hours. Anyway, near the end, the guy came up to my truck and asked me, are you sure the dent wasn't there before? And I was like, are you kidding me? Yes, I would probably notice if there was a large dent on my truck. And what he did was, he got like a measuring tape. He measured like from the ground up the front of his truck to see like the height of the front of his truck. And then he measured how high up the dent was on my truck. And he's like, yeah, see, the front of my truck only comes up to here. And I was like, there's no way you're trying to tell me you collided with my vehicle and did no damage to me whatsoever. Anyway, we eventually get it all sorted out with the cops, and they say like, oh, all right, sir, you're free to get out of here. And I was like, all right, thank you. And then the cop comes back and he's like, actually, hold up for a second. And he looks back at the guy and he's like, yeah, he's got a tape measure. And I was like, yeah, I know. I've heard all about the tape measure. And eventually the cop went around and he's like, dude, we're not doing that here. Get on your way. Eventually we got it figured out. I'm actually supposed to have it fixed. I don't know if it's in a few days or later this month, we're gonna get it fixed. Just the fact that the guy tried to be like, are you sure that wasn't there before? I think I would notice that. I mean, yeah, he was just a stupid old redneck guy, which in Oklahoma, that's like 50% of our population. But there go all my resources. That's all right. If I'm not building this base very attractively, I apologize. I'm a little, you know. Oh, I'm surrounded. Okay, guys, right now this is inconvenient. Stop doing that. I'm playing far suboptimally. You're working on a VTuber model? Fun stuff. When are you going to start on mine? Okay, bye. Locks into fish and then goes back to tweaking. That also goes for about 50% of the population in Oklahoma. There's a lot of people on drugs over here. Not even the good kind of drugs. The drugs that... Never mind. Make me a cowboy VTuber model that has just like massive pecs or something that gyrate or whatever. Don't actually do that, please. I respect your time, and I would feel bad for making someone do something like that for free. Thankfully, I will never go to Philadelphia, unless I'm kidnapped. Oh lord, why are there so many dead swordfish? I think we found a swordfish spawning area. Okay. You may not have a choice to visit Philly if you fly. Oh, have I got a funny story to tell you. So I went somewhere with a friend recently, and I got to fly on a plane for the first time ever. I am a very pressure sensitive person, as it turns out. Blood burn, okay. As we were landing, both times, I was suffering. The first landing, it felt like someone was like yanking my teeth out. It felt like my jaw was gonna explode. And yeah, I was doing all the basic stuff like, chew gum and remember to swallow or yawn to pop your ears. I was doing all that. Was not working out for me. Don't hit me in my boat. Really? Come off of it, dude. The second time, it was like I could not get any pressure out of my ears at all. And so there was just a constant pressure building in my ears that wouldn't go away, and my ears were hurting like horribly. It got to the point where like I had a headache. I had like this pain behind my eye that was so bad. Like my left eye just started like crying. It was awful. It's like my head felt like it was gonna explode. My eye was like about to fall out. And whenever we landed, it didn't get any better. My ears stayed pressurized. I kept the headache for about 3 days before I ended up going to a doctor. And I should clarify, I was sick. I did get sick a couple days before we came back, which made it worse probably. But I got back, I went to the doctor to have my ears checked out, and apparently my ears were like so congested with wax that he was like, yeah, so your ears couldn't depressurize at all. And also, if you'd come in like a couple days later, you probably would have had an ear infection. I was like, oh, well, good thing I'm here. And then I had to go through the amazing experience of having my ears cleaned out. And that was actually really painful. You know when doctors are like, you're gonna feel a little bit of pressure? That just means pain, by the way. If a doctor ever tells you, oh, you might feel a little bit of pressure, that's just a euphemism for, yeah, this is gonna hurt, so get ready. I won't go into specifics, but I will tell you, after he cleaned out my ear, which he did it as gently as he could. He even stuck like a water gun that blasted water in my ear and like got the water out. It sucked it out at the same time. I went home and like I put my finger in my ear and like a little bit of blood came out. It was a very intense cleaning. Not very comfortable. So apparently he told me like, oh, your earwax is like really. He said, Ashton, your earwax is so soft and warm. I want to crawl inside of your ear and take a little nap and never leave. And I was like, all right, man. Well, thanks for cleaning me up. I'll see you later. But guys, this really isn't too bad. It's like every island I go to gets progressively not as awful. You know, whenever I'm sailing around on the high seas and I see all these waves and I see the sun and I feel the sun on my skin and I think to myself, wait a second, maybe there's more to life. I just don't worry. I just don't worry about anything. And then I see disgusting monkeys that I want to rip limb from limb. And I remember why I was put here. I remember why God put me here. That was a cold-blooded murder. I will kill you with the skin of your kin. Yummy. I've said this a lot and I'll say it again. I'll clarify this. I don't like the idea of having someone else edit my videos because I'm a narcissistic control freak that can only have things his way, obviously. But aside from that, I'm kind of a perfectionist. And also, the thought of having someone else comb through like hours of raw footage of just me, it's just embarrassing. Okay, well, here's the other corner of the map, I guess. Alright. So, I've got the sanity for it. Let's just, you know. Oh, that's a big map. Okay. Oh, tar slick. Does that show up on the giant map? Yes, it does. That's really good. I know I try to say that I am a lot, or kind of like subtly imply that I am, but I don't have as much like seafaring or nautical knowledge as you might think. I just realized this. I hate this place and I don't want to be here. One of my challenges is to make peace with the monkeys. Yeah, they're not gonna let me do that. I could extend an olive branch. They would spit in my mouth. They would throw manure into my mouth. Maybe not a good analogy. What's something I wouldn't enjoy? I'll think about it. I'll workshop that one. Oh! It's not you, it's me. You're just so tempting. Oh, hey. Do I care about you? In like a romantic, emotional kind of connection sense? Probably not. But like in a taking advantage of you sense? Maybe. And some people might see those two senses as like one and the same, you know? And I might be some people. I see bees and I shake my fist at them. I shake my fist at them. Stop making me look at chat. I'm running into everything that wants to hurt me. I'm running into the arms of a tall bird. It's welcoming me with an open embrace, only to manipulate me and hurt me. It was a metaphor. I know they don't have arms. Gosh. Sometimes I forget that no one in my freaking audience ever reads like philosophy or fine literature. Have you ever even heard of like Divergent? I see beach in the middle of this place. It has to be a doi doi. Yes. What is that luck? Keep the doi doi safe, you say. Alright. Doi doi, you need to... Yeah. Everyone, attention on me. What I consider... I really misread that. I thought you asked me if I consider terrorist virtue theory to be an effective method to determine ethics, and I was like, as a philosopher, my answer is it's nuanced. The only thing I know about Aristotle is that he's kind of a big nerd. I don't know any of his theories or like any of the stuff he's said, because I kind of just... I don't really care about like utilitarianism or like ethics and stuff like that. I just let people that are smarter than me make decisions for me to take advantage of me, because it's easier. Dude! Attack the bees. What in the world? Why would it not lock onto the bees? I was pressing F. You can't set doi doi to lots. There's only ever two. The only options for doi dois are to set them as either like they're there or they're not. They're just on or off. It's always two. Stop eating. Everything around here annoys me. I swear I'm gonna hook this freaking doi doi up to like a forever torture chamber out of spite or love. Sorry, doi doi. You witnessed your long-lost lover die from within the confines of mine pocket. The killer bees seem to be the antagonist of this playthrough. They're killing everything, constantly. Which, on one hand, I respect it. At least it's a little more forward than the monkeys just being annoying, right? I respect the bloodlust, of course. And in a way, I can't even blame them or be mad at them for killing the doi dois, because it was just so needlessly cruel that a smile crept across my face, and I touched my face and said, "What's happening to me? I shouldn't be enjoying this." Then I had dreamed about my evil persona later that night, but it's a nice empty bottle. Rolls my eyes, holds up a peace sign. Whatever. That's a treasure. That's a nice treasure for me. What a nice gift. No poisonous snakes, please. Alright, well. It's just like, everywhere I go, there's just a random killer bee that's just appeared. Just an apparition. Wow, a orange gem. Everything hates everything on this world. It's so toxic. Every island is ugly and covered in feces. I play games as a form of escapism, and all I'm seeing is stuff I'm familiar with. There's so much poison. We have the stupid merms fishing in their ponds on every island. I think that this world is a good analogy for the current state of today. It's people, the internet, everything going on. Everybody's so angry with each other, so negative, and it breaks my little heart, my achy breaky heart. Masochism? I'm not a masochist. I just sometimes like... Never mind. I'll leave it up to interpretation what I was gonna say. It'll be a fun little like fill in your own storybook. You can put whatever word in that sentence you'd like and believe it's true. Speaking of registers, we're on our way back from a concert last night. I went to see a concert last night in Oklahoma City. It was Men at Work, Toto, and Christopher Cross, which I didn't really know before then. But we were on our way back, and we went through a McDonald's, and the McDonald's drive-thru window had metal bars like a jail cell. And I was like, okay, what happened here? There had to be a reason. Okay, let me explain why I don't like Wilbur, alright? I have legitimate reasons. The way he interacts with monkeys doesn't feel fleshed out enough. They don't really serve a whole lot of purpose. His ability to run after walking for a bit, it would be good, but it makes him really bad at kiting, because you're always going to be constantly like stopping and going with kiting, so you're always going to have a negative speed penalty. And then you're playing on a map that's 90% water anyway, so it never takes effect because you're on a boat half the time. I rest my case. And also, he has nothing interesting to say. He makes monkey noises, which, while they make for good ASMR, do not make for good, like, entertainment value. I'm not racist, just monkeys are in a race that's like speciesism. I'm not letting go of Wilbur, I have him by the freaking throat and I'm throttling him. Like Homer Simpson strangling Bart Simpson. That bird is swimming in the sand. He does have a nice voice. If he started doing like, I don't know, barbershop ASMR or something like that, getting a haircut, or like, what's that one video I saw from that one guy? I inspect you to try and determine what kind of SCP class you are. Probably one of the weirdest things I ever saw get recommended to me. Literally what did I do? I didn't do anything. Oh, it's because the swordfish killed one. Okay, I'm just getting framed, I guess. Oh, my sail's about to break. Okay. I need to gamble, dude. Oh, they're taking all the doubloons. Listen, I'll tolerate a lot, but when you mess with my gambling, that's something else entirely. Krampus, go away, dude. There's so much stuff going on, and I don't need you. God, just calm down. Rancid creature. You should get Sandy. How many monkeys are gonna pick up that hat? And you're stuck outside. This monkey's in the water. I don't know what's going on anymore. What just happened? Why did I just explode into drumsticks? I need to relax. I just need to take the edge off. How did that not do something good for me? This island sucks! This island blows! I don't like it here. Oh, did my Doidoi starve? I didn't even realize. Oh well. Boy, why are you so crazy? Ah, home sweet. Ugh. Alright, bye. I didn't want the sanity. Hey, can we also have an explanation for why shadow creatures sometimes just disappear mid-fight for no reason? Put my humanely collected Doidoi feathers up. I need to control myself. Oh, it's so cathartic. I feel I just get a rush. Every time I play Shipwrecked, I have to spend like an hour watching monkey torture videos on YouTube that they refuse to take down off the platform, despite them breaking multiple rules. Thankfully, they're more concentrated on screwing over people that make good content. You wouldn't mind if I just... Thank you. One fish and a rock in your house? Poor? Okay. So this is kind of like completely necessary. What do I think of the UK anti-gooning law? If you're talking about the Online Safety Act, I think it's incredibly corrupt and terrible. And I think the UK is gonna get somebody killed. I think Starmer's kind of... Well, I think the British put it best. He's kind of a wanker, isn't he? A wanker. What do you mean that sounded big? What? What sounded big? Well said, I hope that was you talking about something that happened in your pants and not a bus approaching. It's a pretty big negative sanity aura. Whoops, I didn't mean to hit 3 times. I don't know if you guys have heard of this game, but me and a friend have been playing this a lot lately. We need to get back to it. I love you, Seal NATO. Just because you killed that monkey, I'm actually not gonna kill you. Anyway, as I was saying, I was playing a game with a friend called Abiotic Factor. It is so good. It is like, I'm a real big fan of survival games. It's probably like one of the best survival games I've ever played, and I've barely even gotten into it. We're still in like the beginning of the game, really. It's such a long game, but it is like, imagine Half-Life combined with a survival game. I encourage anyone to look it up on like Steam, or if it's on the Xbox or PlayStation Store. It is such a good game. It's so fun. Listen, I was gonna kill the seal, he killed one monkey, and I realized, wait a second, it doesn't have to be like this, we're on the same side. He's sleeping so peacefully. It almost makes me want to... Crocodile missile strike on my address. There we go. Funny you'd mentioned Vintage Story and Project Zomboid. I have many hours in both of those games. More chests, sire. Oh, it's hurricane season. I slapped my gonads so hard. Okay. I've never liked Wolfgang. I've actually never played Wolfgang in Don't Starve, ever. I saw that he did double damage and I never played him. Because the concept of it is just like so against the game. Oh my gosh. Anyway, the concept of a character that just does double damage with no real downsides kind of goes against the game. Oh, I didn't even check to see if Brian was in there. Right, I was gonna make a troll net because I wanted to get the bioluminescence real quick. Brian, please. Gilly, Sharky. Oh my gosh, I love you all. Finn, Sea Salt. Cecil! Let me catch these floating things. Yep. Oh, that is music to my ears. Speaking of controversial opinions, did you see that, oh, I don't know if I should talk about this. Just sweat drops down my face. It's accompanied by, like, a cartoon sound effect because my life is an anime. But, they removed the pith hat from Peak. Apparently it was a hat that was worn by the British while they were colonizing some places. And so they removed the hat entirely. Yeah, yes, I know that sounds insane and it's just a hat, but this was an actual, like, people made the complaint, they removed the hat. They said it's associated with colonialism and like the British, and it's insane because that hat existed long before the British. It was used way long after. In fact, it was used by a lot of other people, a lot of other cultures and countries because the pith hat was designed for like rainforests and like hot weather. It was used by a lot of different people, but they specifically associate it with the British and colonialism, which, in my personal opinion, is actually more reductive towards everyone that used it before and after, because there were plenty of other people that used it, and I feel like maybe determining a hat that a lot of other people used as a hate symbol because one group used it is a little counterintuitive to the message you're trying to push, but hey, that's my opinion. That's my nuanced opinion. Where do you guys come from? What did I do? I think there's constantly things being killed in the ocean, and if you don't know, in Shipwrecked, whenever something's killed or a piece of raw meat hits the water, it has a chance to spawn a crocodile or a hound shark thing. So I'm probably just going to be constantly getting attacked by other things mass murdering each other. You shall die, and I will turn you into a fridge. You will be a sentient fridge. The Warbucks situation, I'm not going to comment on because I don't know enough about it. I know this is controversial in the creative space, but I kind of dislike talking or commenting on things that I don't think I have sufficient knowledge of. I know that's a little cowardly of me. I guess I'm a fence sitter, but why do I have a monkey imprisoned? You know, endless suffering. I'll use him eventually. Yeah, look at me go. It's not too bad. To be fair, I kind of had to clear this. I had to tame this island. There's things about it that are good, there's things about it that are bad, but I think it's not the worst. I mean, I think having everything turned up to lots is helping, because, I mean, having a lot of resources is helpful, but also the fact that everything is killing each other constantly. I'm kind of just profiting from doing nothing. Yeah, Don't Starve Together's loading is kind of atrocious. Thank you for that. Stop, my gosh, the lightning is striking at the worst time. Imagine if I had lightning turned to lots. This is default. I had it on lots last time I tested this out. Lord almighty, dude. This is a little ridiculous. Alright, you just keep chipping me down. Oh, here we go. Lead the way. Don't do that, please. That's really inconvenient. Oh my gosh, I'm about to just die from getting struck by lightning. Snakes can close make you lightning immune. That would be nice. Right, you're mad. It's mating season, I guess. Just ignore the thing actively attacking your children in favor of me, I guess. Gugh. Ugh. Well, this is fun. I always enjoy humid season. We can just wait it out. Goodness gracious. Alright. Soggy banana. Huh. That's all. There's nothing else coming after that. I just chuckled about it. I thought that was funny. I feel like there's gonna be a Seal NATO soon, and I'm not really in the headspace for it. Wilson, why are you so wet? You drive me freaking crazy, Wilson, but we're still meant for each other. It's gonna take me years to find this volcano. I followed the jellyfish and I wanted to follow the jellyfish. I was getting struck by lightning and attacked by all of the ocean's beautiful creatures, which I guess I'm not one of them, so they were trying to kill me, but goodness, good work, guys. I love you all. Miso, thank you. Jetsam, thank you. Finn, thank you. Mia, thank you. Earl? Who's Earl? I've never seen Earl. Earl? What are you doing here? Get out of here. Earl pulled up. Acted like he was just part of the gang. I've never seen you around here, Earl. I've walked these blocks. I've never seen your face. I would have remembered if I saw your mug around here. Oh, finally. Gosh. I'm so happy. Oh, wait. Sorry, I missed it. Go in. Climb the volcano. Yes. Blast it. It won't be mined. That's a little hint. Wilson's kind of cheeky like that. Maybe I leave now that I know this is here, because I can't do anything here right now. And also, I don't want to interact with that guy. He has bad vibes. Oh my gosh, I'm killing all of you. I'm killing all of you. Come back. Where were you guys like 5 seconds ago? I didn't see anyone. I finally got here and they were like, oh crap, he's there and we're not there. We have to get there. But yeah, I did make music. It's on a linked channel. I think if you go to my YouTube channel, you can see it. It's a Terraria remix from a few months ago that I'm not super happy with. The mixing and quality and some of the choices I made are kind of, I'm not super happy with. I've also started like, I don't know, countless other music projects that I've yet to finish and I would like to finish, but, well, to be frank, making music takes time. I didn't know if this is obvious or not, but you know, I need to make money to live, and working on music as a hobby does not quite make money. I have to prioritize other things. Okay, back to the volcano. Streaming it while I work? Oh, I've considered it. I'm never gonna do that unless I'm like really successful, because it's so embarrassing. I don't want you guys watching me do that. All of my music stuff is completely self-taught. I'd like to think I've gotten pretty decent at doing things, but I'm sure there's a lot of things I've probably done very, very stupidly or inefficiently, and I would rather just do it wrong than have someone watch and correct me to save me the embarrassment. My ego can't take that. Guys, we have now the question. Do we base in the volcano? Because that is something we can do. I guess that's a good point. That would kind of make the challenge easier. You're right. Maybe if I do the Island Adventures mod, I can live in the volcano. It's a mod called Island Adventures, and it basically just adds Shipwrecked to Don't Starve Together. Adds all the Shipwrecked stuff. I think it might even add the Shipwrecked survivors to Don't Starve Together. I love coffee. I'm so white girl core. After hurricane season, it'll be monsoon season, and then it'll essentially just be hurricane season, but worse. Horrible island. Horrid, ugly island. Evil island. How do you guys feel about rotating the screen? Because I rotate the screen a lot, which you've probably noticed. You might actually get really annoyed with how much I rotate the screen. I'm not sure. Yeah, I always try to make the camera be behind me. Hey monkey, how's it going? Funny monkey. Alright. Watch this, everybody. Great. Anyway, that's just going to turn into a spider queen, and I'm not going to do anything about it. Excuse me, what is your name, sir? Slop, slop, slop. Alright. I do that a lot. What I do is I'll play games, and then I'll watch a video of the, thank you, Wind, of someone playing the exact same game as me, and I'm constantly like, I can't tell if that's from my game or theirs whenever I hear anything. It actually is really disorienting, especially if I'm playing something like Project Zomboid. It's literally self-sabotage. There goes the game. Oh, it's our first crash, everybody. What are the tall birds on? What demon time are the tall birds on? They just walk over, murder something, and then just leave. It's the only thing I see them do. Every time my game just freezes for a second, I'm afraid it's gonna crash. Let's see. I mean, I guess I could work on a pirate habitator. Yeah, why not? I know those dolphins are murdering someone over there whenever I randomly get attacked. Tallbird, I think I'm gonna have to kill you. I didn't want to say this to you, but I'm gonna I don't know. I have mixed feelings on this Tallbird. At this point, I kind of feel like I have a connection to him, but... Tar Extractor, good. I will say DST, like, it feels better to play. If you're not playing with lag, if you're playing by yourself. You don't realize until you go back and forth between the versions like I do. But, like, so many things, like, down to the combat just being, like, a little bit slower, and it really, like, affects the way you play the game. Like, in Don't Starve Together, you can kind of, like, cancel your attacks and, like, kite sooner. Not in this game. That's why you'll see me, like, get attacked by, or, like, just, like, narrowly get hit whenever I'm trying to kite something, because it's just, it's different. Okay, let's go put this Tar Extractor. My boat's seen better days. I will say this challenge is getting easier as time goes on, I think. I love Oxygen Not Included. I usually get like over 100 cycles in before I get to the more complex stuff, and I'm like, I like the beginning more. I like just getting established, and then once it gets into more complicated systems and stuff, I'm like, I mean, I could figure this out, but I'm not smart enough. There's a lot of games that just have like a skill hurdle that I'm just not willing to put in the effort to get over, and I'm sure it's really a detriment to me enjoying those games, and I feel really bad about it. Like, yeah, I could probably enjoy this game, Factorio especially, Satisfactory, games like that. I'm not willing to put in the effort to get over the hurdle to figure everything out, which is my problem entirely, and I wish I wasn't like that, but I'm sure I'd have a lot of fun if I figured it out, because they are fun games. Games like Satisfactory and Factorio also stress me out, because it's those games that, like, there's so many different ways to do things, and if I don't feel like I'm playing the game 100% optimally or efficiently, if I feel like I'm like wasting space or not doing something as quickly or as efficiently as I could be, it stresses me out a lot. And there's a lot of points in Satisfactory and Factorio that you just kind of have to accept that. And a lot of the things about Factorio is kind of learning to get to the point where you're being efficient. I can't. It just stresses me out. I feel terrible. Maybe a lot of those games are meant to be kind of more relaxing. It just makes me anxious. I'm like, this could be better. I'm probably doing this suboptimally. It's ugly. I'm not gonna say I would play Shipwrecked like this anytime soon, but I feel like this is a pretty solid, fun way to play the game. My inventory management is quite awful. How do you guys watch me? Honestly. You know what's crazy is I've not seen like barely any messages in bottles. I mean, I've seen just bottles, empty bottles floating about, but that's really weird. I feel like I usually get quite a few at this point. Why is that monkey still alive? I like to make him dance. Excuse me? What are you This is my house. Tallbird, help me. Can I tank this? Yes. Should I have? Maybe not. Did I take unnecessary damage? Obviously. Oh well. It's okay, we're about to get a dragon fruit. It'll be fine. Oh yeah. Oh, this actually works really well. What? That's a dragon fruit. I was completely joking about that happening, but... okay, that sounds like a hurricane might be making its way through. I'm walking on... What are you doing? What was that? What? What just happened? I don't need this right now, dude. Oh, I just sucked up all my crap. Alright. It's nighttime. I'm trying to sleep. Oh gosh, thank goodness that guy was on 1 health. He came out of the dark and just got ratioed. Alright, time to fight the stupid hurricane at my house. Nice job. Okay. Ow. Sorry, I wasn't quite behind the tree, as it were. Can we not cheat now? Can we be more reasonable? Let me make sure I'm really behind a tree this time. There, he's dead again. And because I'm specifically very frustrated with you right now. Don't look at me like that. And Krampus, get off me. Oh goodness. Krampus. There's a lot of you. You want to know something? Neat fact about me? Never gotten a Krampus sack before, ever. In my life. This makes me want to just play a chill Shipwrecked world. I do want to give Island Adventure a try. Wonder if Woody would be even more overpowered with his running on water ability. Fuel the tar extractor. Turn on the tar extractor for once and leave. I've actually never taken advantage of a tar spot that hasn't been by my base. I've always used the quack and drill to just make one. And with how easy the quacking is, it's generally worth it. If you got a Cutlass Supreme and an armored boat, like as soon as you start the game, you could probably just go do quacking immediately. It's kind of really easy. Still waiting on a Weber skill tree. There's so many survivors that I want to have skill trees. Wormwood and Wilson maybe are the only survivors that have gotten skill tree updates that I've actually was like, yeah, okay, that was a character I wanted a skill tree for. The only problem is their skill trees were not as good as the other skill trees that other characters that I didn't really want them for were. I feel like every character I don't usually play got a really good skill tree, and all the characters I like to play got like the most basic or like boring or non-useful skill trees. I'm sad. Right now I'm waiting on Weber and WX mainly. I look at Woody, I look at Willow, and I see their skill trees, and then I look at Wormwood and Wilson, I'm just like, I'm so sad. I'm not saying every survivor should be as combat viable as like every other survivor, but still, look at that. Sick. And now we'll get to deal with sandbags and flooding. Wow, awesome. I'm looking forward to that. I hate monsoon season. I hate the mosquitoes. I hate the puddles that disable everything. I hope I'm not too controversial in saying that the skill tree update for every survivor is not consistent in quality. There's definitely been some that are just better than others, and kind of some that leave a lot to be desired. I hope I'm not out of line in saying that. I hope no one's out here thinking, no, I think they're all pretty equal. I'm harvesting coffee while drinking coffee. How magnificent. Why am I streaming at this time? Because I don't have school. Because I'm 20 years old and I don't go to school. Maybe. I forget school's started up and a lot of my viewer base is like 12 years old. Maybe I should do something about that. You'll be happy to know I'm not feeling as sick today. Or you'll be enraged to know I don't know how you feel about me, really. What a way to go. I guess that monkey's not making it to the end. Do I have a favorite meme at the moment? I think they're all bad. I hate Gen Z, which I am fully a part of. I think all your memes suck. I don't like the way you talk either. I hate all of you. No, actually, I can't even think of one like distinct meme that's going on right now. Used to, back in the good old glory days of like 2018 and before, there used to be actual like memes that stuck around at least a month or two. Now I feel like I've missed out if I haven't gone on Instagram in like a week. It's dystopian. That's a word people have liked to use a lot recently. The one that I like the most that I can think of, it's not recent anymore, but it was the Invincible brain rot, like going insane memes after season 3 was over. Chew. There's a lot of times where there's like a really good one-off meme, and then everyone else that comes after it trying to take inspiration from it, they just don't do it justice. They don't do it as good as the original. And I think that's the saddest thing. I see a lot of memes these days that are like just trudged up like 2016 Tumblr memes that I've already seen before. But the new generation is new to them. It's like, dude, I've literally seen this. There was one kid I went to school with that would do that a lot. He would say a meme that I had seen before and try to pass it off like it was his own, and I'm like, yeah, I've seen that, dude. I'm very familiar with a lot of Tumblr posts and like Twitter screenshots. It got to the point one time, multiple times actually, one of my friends just said like the first like word or two of a post I'd seen, and I just finished it. I have like photographic memory whenever it comes to old like Tumblr and Twitter posts. Aside from that, the guy that copied the memes and basically stole them, he was a cool guy. I had no quarrel with him, aside from the fact that he was a meme thief, which is like punishable by death and or castration. Death by castration. That sounds like a band or an album name. You know those designs that look like a bunch of veins It's just a word, but it's like spelt out in a weird style that looks like a bunch of veins, and it's really ugly. And like a lot of local bands in my area started doing it, like literally everyone. And they do these small little shows with like 5 different groups, and they would all look the exact same, but they take it to the extreme to where it's like you can barely even read it to begin with. I went to a show one time because one of my friends at the time was in a band. It wasn't very good. They did beg me to go to it, so... Perfect! Place it, you nincompoop, you dweeb. Look at that. Look at those stats. Who organized these chests? This is terrible. How's it not started raining yet? Why do I just have a fishing rod on me? What's wrong with me? Am I insane? Is there something, like, mentally wrong with me? Why is this base so ugly? Why do I hate it? Why are you so ugly? Glorp! Any tips for a new Shipwrecked player? Oh gosh, I'm not good at giving tips. I'll just give you my basic don't starve tips. They're pretty transferable. Always keep a full stack of like twigs and grass on you, or at least try. If you ever come across a touchstone, make sure the island that the touchstone is on is able to be escaped from. Because I had a shipwrecked world one time I lost on, because I did die. I revived at a touchstone, but the island I was on with the touchstone had nothing to get off the island with. So I died on the island anyway, because I couldn't leave. It was like the most unlucky spot ever. So now whenever I find a touchstone and I see that the island is crappy, I actually just like, I will like put a raft by the island or drop some tools near the touchstone or something. Forget about you guys sometime. I don't know how. There's just a gap in my memory where you guys exist. Gosh. Doofus. I find myself fresh out of crackers. Interesting, Wilson. Considering you are one. I just get infinite fish from these guys. They're just always fishing. I love them. Now we can make the shadow manipulator, except I've not found any gems at all because I've found no treasure. I found 1 treasure. I found 1 message in a bottle. It's day 39. I've found 1 message in a bottle. Why is it not started raining? I'm trying to stay on my island so that when it rains I'll be ready, but it's not raining. Boy, why are you always so hungry? Is it because I don't feed you? Horned helmet, and you know what, just in case. There we go. We have poison protection. We have a anti-venom on standby. If it starts raining as soon as I leave, I'm gonna be mad, but whatever. I ignore you. You know, it's interesting that I do all these challenges and I somehow live when I play the game so stupidly and inefficiently sometimes. I like to imagine people that are better than me just like cringe whenever they watch this stuff. I'm not pursuing that. I don't chase, I attract, I manifest. Can I explain Don't Starve Shipwrecked to your boyfriend in a sentence? Yeah, poison. Poison everywhere. Imagine Don't Starve, but if they added poison. Don't Starve, but it's tropical and on the ocean, and that basically brings all the best and worst parts about a tropical themed area. How does poison protection work here? Is it just as long as I have this on I can't get poisoned, or is it like a chance to reduce it? Like say if I wanted those reeds and I walked past a poisonous hole, would that still instantly poison me? No poison no matter what? Let's try this out. Why, I guess we're fine with lying to me. Maybe that doesn't apply to the gas. Maybe only physical attacks. Boy, why are you so poisoned? Boy, why are you so silly? Wilson, why are you always so freaking goofy, lol? Why do you always make me laugh and giggle and kick my toes and curl my freaking toes and crinkle my feet and all that stuff? Why do you do that? I thought it was interesting. I noticed that about you, Wilson. Wilson, why are you so joyous and whimsical? Aw, how wholesome. Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but Wilson's favorite food in Don't Starve is, I believe, bacon and eggs. I ignore that completely. Green bean casserole or lasagna for dinner. I would personally go with lasagna. Listen, I'm gonna need you guys to stop coming in here being like, oh, I'm watching this with my boyfriend, or I'm cooking for something for my husband. You're making me really depressed. Shut up. You don't need to rub it in my face. Oh, bacon and eggs. Never mind, guys. I'm happy. Continue. Actually, do favorite foods even exist in Don't Starve, or is that mechanic they introduced in Don't Starve together only? Because that did not actually give me 15 extra hunger, or whatever extra hunger value you're supposed to get. I feel bad if I wake anyone up with raising my voice. I know there are people that actually legitimately sleep to my live streams also. In fact, at my peak, I beat my record. I had 235 live viewers last stream. I'm pretty sure a lot of them were asleep. If that's true, I'm mad. Actually, I don't care. If you go to sleep to my stream, you're probably leaving it on, which means you're boosting my viewer retention, and that is alright. As long as you sleep through my streams, you're just, like, subjecting yourself to the subliminal mind control frequencies that I always underlay throughout my videos and streams, so you're just making it easier for me to, like, implant messages into your mind. You know, your unconscious brain is more receptive to what I'm trying to put into it. Which is fine, if you're alright with that. Have you guys ever had a monster-sized Slim Jim? You don't realize that you don't like that much Slim Jim until you have a monster-sized Slim Jim. I was always like, I love Slim Jims. I wish I had a big, thick meat stick to shove down my gullet. And then I tried the monster-sized Slim Jim, and I got it like halfway down before I was like, I feel a little sick. This is kind of gross. For all the jokes I make towards people that listen to ASMR, or the people that listen to my videos to fall asleep, I actually don't care. Honestly, I think whatever helps you, I encourage. Alright, that is, you need to quit that. You need to stop doing that. Oh, you don't know what a Slim Jim is? It's a beef jerky stick, quote unquote. It's a stick of heavily preserved, greasy, processed meat. And it tastes quite good, but it is very greasy and also horrible for you, by the way. I hope no one thought that was healthy. So what I've done here, a little tip for anyone that plays this and wants to do monsoon season. Someone was asking me for tips. So usually these puddles will form and they'll start to spread outwards. You're intended to kind of block off the puddles and encase your base, but the way the puddles work is they have a source tile that they extend from. And whether this is intended or not, if you put a sandbag directly on their source tile as soon as they appear, they actually won't start spreading anymore. So once I put a source tile here, it won't start extending. There's one right next to it. This is actually, well, unlucky, but I'm hoping it doesn't extend to my base because that'd be really far. If you don't want to make like a ton of sandbags, I think this looks nicer and is obviously more resource efficient. Yeah, they're talking about their kids in class, and I'm just like that one image of the dog with the lollipop and the propeller hat on the Gary's mod map. I'm actually gonna just look that up. I need to show you guys this. Of course it's a WebP. Okay. Alright everybody, share in your chat your opinion on WebP files. Does Streamlabs have WebP compatibility? It does! This is me whenever my old classmates in my group start talking about their kids. I'm a hardcore PNG fan, personally. Beautiful crockpot placement. Give me a couple coffees. And I need to make a new engine. I do not have enough gold for a new engine. Don't pronounce it Yif. That's disgusting. Don't ever say that. Can we time this guy out for like 5 minutes? Oh, finally.
Michael, don't leave me here.
Time for eggs.
Michael.
I'm gonna leave these here. I actually want them to spoil so I can make gunpowder. No, I forgot to make the electrical doodad. Ignore me. I'm, well, stupid. Blushes. Do you still love me? Watch this, everybody. I guess I dumped coffee into my motor. Anyway, here's my opinion on WebP. You want to hear it? I'm about to bring you a nuanced take on the issue. I hope we're all ready for a nuanced take on this issue. A lot of people really don't like WebP. It just kind of appeared, all the websites started using it and it wasn't compatible with anything. Hear me out. WebP is very space efficient. There's a lot of uses. It has good compression. The issue is so many things haven't adopted WebP, and so it's just incompatible with so much. I use a virtual tabletop called Foundry, which is compatible with WebPs, and it makes my life so much easier because I run it off of my laptop because I obviously can't bring my PC tower with me whenever I'm running games and stuff. And whenever I'm emailing myself, because that's how I send myself files. I email it from my personal computer to my email and I download it off my laptop. The WebPs are so space efficient that I can send so much more, and it's so much easier, it loads faster. And in that situation, I prefer using WebP. I think it annoys me that so many things are incompatible with WebP, with how often it's being used by websites and stuff. It can't be that hard to just integrate WebP support. Worst treasure chest of my entire life. Is it really WebP's fault, or is it the fault of all the people refusing to integrate it? Of course, I know nothing about image file integration and how complex it would be to install something like that. Oh my gosh. Generally though, I prefer PNGs. JPEGs make me really mad because I work with a lot of transparent images, and JPEGs don't save as transparent images. If you try to save a JPEG as a transparent image, it's just gonna give you like a whiter black background. So there you go, there's a little lesson over file types today. And also, I don't really like the compression on JPEGs, it's very pixelated. I think PNGs compress better. Oh! Oh my gosh. Seaworthy. Wow. So, to give you the gist of it, there's different kinds of image files. JPEGs, PNGs, and WebPs are all image files. Oh lord, where did you come from? Actually, that's fine. What are you doing, Tiger Shark? Get him! Yeah! Tiger Shark, I need you. Carnally. Please. Follow me. That was a weird glitch. Okay. Follow me. Yes! What's your kiting pattern again? 3? Maybe 4. 3. 4 maybe? Can I get 4? Why are you going in the water? Are you fleeing? Disgraceful. Come back, Tiger Shark, please. I have no idea where you live. Boy, why are you so wet? I can't remember what that's from. What is that from? I don't think I just made that up on my own. I feel like I got that from somewhere. Wee! Hey! I wish I was funny. I wish I could make people laugh for reasons other than pity and humiliation. I was that kid in high school where the comically evil bully would come up to me and like launch my lunch out of my hands. I don't know why launch is the verb I decided to use, but you will not get to see color. Don't Starve was not meant to be experienced in color. Third treasure chest I have found. If it's something useless again, I'll be perturbed. I will widen my eyes in horror. That's useful. Okay, thank goodness. I think dry season is more tolerable than monsoon or hurricane. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little something about my personality and my persona that I've carefully crafted because I'm a psychopath. I really hate the rain in Don't Starve. I don't care what DLC it is. I hate wetness and I hate rain. I think it's stupid that I have my sanity drained straight to the floor because my character's wet. For some characters, it thematically doesn't even make sense. Wormwood, whenever it starts raining, has like multiple voice lines where he's like, I love the rain! Yes, rain! And then he goes freaking mad within 5 seconds. It's like, well, apparently you don't like it. There's so many different like sanity conditions that are like affected across each character. Like, oh, some characters aren't afraid of dark, some are like more afraid of monsters. There's not a single character that's like, yeah, I don't really mind being wet, except Wolani. Wolani's the only character I can think of that does that. And that's like thematically appropriate. But the plant doesn't like rain. The plant does not like being wet, despite the fact that a character that was developed before Wormwood ever existed does not mind being wet. So clearly they thought of it. Wormwood doesn't lose sanity in DST when he's wet. Of course. Alright. Boy, why are you so angry? Guys, I never really get mad. It's all for jokes. It's all for the play, the drama, the stakes, even. It's for the bit. It's all for the bit. Every island I go by, everything's always fighting. It gives me anxiety. I don't like to see conflict. I don't know how to handle it. I actually don't use TikTok. I don't own TikTok. I don't use it. I really don't like short form content. My attention span is too strong. My brain is too developed. I actually can't stand short form content. I had a nightmare last night that YouTube decided I was a child and I had to send my ID in. That's like really sad that I would dream about that. Luckily that has not happened. Wow. I feel like everything jumps around. If I'm on Instagram, I'm gonna see someone like post a screenshot of like a Twitter or a Tumblr thread. It's like I don't even need to install the other thing. It all just kind of commits osmosis to every other platform. I've practiced this thing called Stoicism. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of it. But yeah, it's my new way of life. And by Stoicism, I mean the very exaggerated form of it that a lot of people seem to think about, where it's actually just being really apathetic and not very caring at all, which is actually a really unhealthy state of being, by the way. A lot of my friends talk about how like, oh yeah, I just start scrolling or go on reels and I don't realize how much time has passed that I've just been like going through shorts and stuff, and it's like I can't do that. I get bored. I scroll through like 5 and I'm like, okay, I don't want to watch this anymore. In fact, I feel like a psychopath sometimes because I don't use my phone that much. If I'm like sitting and waiting somewhere, I would rather just sit there staring at the ceiling than look at my phone the entire time. It feels awkward when I'm with like a group of people, everyone's on their phones and I'm just sitting there staring straight forward like a psychopath. There's nothing, I know this is gonna sound really weird, you know, have this device with like all the information in the world. I just don't feel like there's anything interesting on my phone. I would rather spend my time sitting there and thinking about other things than staring at my phone, because I've got a lot to think about. I like taking time to just kind of think to myself about things whenever I don't have much else to do. It's nice. Get some downtime to sort my thoughts out and stuff. Okay, Tiger Shark, I need you to follow me on land and please don't run away. I'm just, there we go, finally, gosh. That should be enough for the Dumbrella now that monsoon season is basically over and I'm not going to need it because it doesn't rain in dry season. Oh, I don't want to talk about Scary Terry. Okay, lore. I one time got like a group of like 10 people in detention on like the first day of school, including myself. I made my principal very mad. I used to be a little bit of a troublemaker. I didn't become less of one, I became more discreet of one as time went on. My freshman year, we had a teacher she was a horrible person. She was like, genuinely had something wrong with her. Everybody hated her. She was delusional. She was like in the military at one point, and she would tell stories of her being in the military. And basically every story she told was her being like insubordinate. She was a piece of work. For some reason, in her delusion, she got the bright idea that she was going to run for Senate in Oklahoma. And so what I did between my freshman and sophomore year is I made a bunch of t-shirts with the design. I found a picture of her because she was a basketball coach. I found a picture of her from a basketball game on like Facebook or something, put it on a t-shirt. Her name was Terry. And so I, like in bold impact font, I made a shirt on the front that said Scary Terry for Senate. Let me clarify something. I don't have anything against Obama. And I was a sophomore. This is a while ago, so my sense of humor has changed. But I think she had like a thing for Obama. She always talked about Obama. On the back of the shirt, I put a picture of Obama. And impact font again, I put approved by Obama on the back of the shirt. And I ended up selling like 10 of them. I bought a bunch. I like asked people, contacted people, and I sold some for actual money. And so we had the plan to all wear it on the first day of school. And that did happen. We came to school with the shirts on, and immediately some guy was not being very discreet. He walked by a teacher who had been friends with her, and she got really mad. And we were all brought to the principal's office, and I guess everybody was interrogated, and I was one of the last persons that got called. They talked to me and like, oh, so you're the one that orchestrated all this. And I was like, maybe I did. I don't know what happened. There was the superintendent for our school was a lot cooler than the principal. The principal was like super, I think he was mentally unhinged. He had some anger issues. Originally, I was going to get like a full week of punishment and everyone else was going to get a couple. I don't know who talked him down, but eventually I got like a couple days with the rest of them. And so all of me in detention for a couple days was just me with like 10 other people that I got in trouble. Everyone was cool about it. No one was really mad about it. Oh, of course I still have my t-shirt. I wore it on the day of my graduation under my gown. 'Cause I'm petty. I kind of mellowed out over the course of high school, kind of locked in a bit more. Okay, I was always kind of friends and hung around the people that were stupid and got in trouble. The problem is the teachers didn't really know what to do with me because I was also like top of my class every year. I was in a kind of a weird situation. It was like they couldn't tell me to like take school more seriously or that I wasn't doing well, because that wasn't true. I just got up to a lot of, I just like to enjoy myself. And once I got into student council, I probably shouldn't be proud of this, I ended up getting a lot of other people in trouble. Because I would do things and say things that other people would get blamed for and I'd never say anything. Of course, everybody knew it was me also. But, good times, I kind of miss it. I'm better. I'm a better person now. Oh lord, there's just water everywhere, isn't there? What? How are you alive? This does not do as much damage. This is a machete. I'm attacking with a machete, that's why. Stupid hurricane launched my Cutlass Supreme to the nether realm. I did a lot of funny things in high school. I was so on my A game. I like to think I've gotten funnier since I've gotten out of high school, at least verbally. I don't have to pull as many gags anymore. Also, what in the world? Why am I being attacked by the hurricane at the end of monsoon season? It's appeared every season. So yeah, I kind of was in the business of getting into shenanigans in high school. And now I am a loser that streams Don't Starve on YouTube and plays Dungeons and Dragons and wants to make music. So basically, I am human scum that should probably die. I wonder if the abundance of dropped loot, like poison glands and like rotted fish, is affecting the game's crashing frequency. Surely not. What happened to my gaggle? What in the hell are you talking about? When is this guy gonna die from poison? Okay. Does poison just do nothing? How is this swordfish still alive? They've been freaking hotbox farting on him for the past 5 minutes and he's enjoying it? Question mark? I see his sly smile. Wait a second. Freak? If only it were me. Best recent released game the past few years. I'm just gonna come out and say Abiotic Factor. I will continue to glaze that game. Also, the new Deltarune chapters are really good. That's technically not a game release, that's just like a chapter release, but they're very good. I always feel a sense of impending doom anytime I mention fandoms like Deltarune. I feel like every sleeper agent in the chat's gonna go wild. How am I thinking of making this into a video? Probably by editing it and posting it to my channel, as I usually do. Get out of my house! You're gonna spawn a puddle and I don't like it.
Oh, hell no, man. What the?
Well, there goes that crock pot. I guess I'm not using that anymore. It's over, it'll be over in like a day or two. Just gotta bear through it. I've said it once, I'll say it again. D&D's great if you can find someone that's not like greasy and sweaty and kind of like really weird to play with. It's just, I think D&D attracts a certain type of person, or it just has a lot of people in its community that are very, a little off kilter, if you know what I mean. I tried to kite it, and I ran into my chimenea. Stupid. I guess I could get fart hotboxed, couldn't I? Yes! Ugh, living the life. Why is it still monsoon season? This game is awful. I couldn't even see you, dude. I hate this game. Do you ever, like, get really mad at it? I talked to a friend about this. I had a psychopathic conversation one day with a friend. It's like, do you ever, like, get attacked by an enemy in a video game and you wish they were, like, real so you could just, like, physically torture them? That sounds really, really insane. I wish that mosquito was real so I could just, like, rip him limb from limb. If I had to make a choice between the mosquito and the monkey, if the monkey were real and I had to torture it, I would immediately feel remorseful because having to torture a monkey would make me feel like, well, that would obviously make me a freaking psychopath. I think anyone who tortures any animal is obviously a psychopath. I would never torture a bug in real life. I mean, I feel bad about killing crickets, and I'm really afraid of bugs. Honestly, I'm man enough to admit that. I can't handle them. But even then, there was a cricket in my house one time, and I felt so bad about killing it. I put it on a plate and just let it outside. Actually, I will say there's like a hierarchy of bugs that I don't mind killing. The more like scary they are, the more I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't exist. One time, me and my friends went camping. There was this centipede we saw on a tree, and it was like the size of a small snake. That's probably the biggest bug I've ever seen in my entire life. And it was like nighttime. We had a flashlight. And it was just crawling up the tree. House centipede's the worst thing you've ever seen? Let me find something worse for you. I'll show you a worse centipede. Avert your eyes. Yep, Texas giant centipede, or a giant desert centipede. I found this at my friend's house on a tree. Obviously, I didn't do this with it, but size comparison. It might have been actually a little bit bigger than this, but here's what me and my friends saw climbing on a tree. That is a giant desert centipede, which we apparently have around here, I found out. It's not cool. It is horrifying. They should all burn. It's not kind of cute. I think people like you that think bugs are anything except disgusting have something wrong with you. Imagine us just walking around at night and seeing that like on a tree next to us. It's horrifying. This entire island is underwater. You are genuinely a little unhinged for that. Don't encourage that. Don't say that's hardcore. That's not good for you. Also, like that's, you know, bugs have like a ton of like germs and like things that live in them that is not good to consume. Very dangerous. Okay. Raw bugs can like carry parasites and stuff that like can live in your intestinal tracts, you know. I can't remember if it was G Fuel or Gamer Subs that came out with like a new protein chip or a protein something, and they didn't really advertise this that much, but the protein was from crickets and bugs. So they did not make very clear. So, ugh. I forgot monsoon season is 20 days anyway. I don't know why I thought monsoon season was 16. I just thought, oh, monsoon season is a terrible season, so it's one of the shorter ones. No. Niter. I need to get a lot more niter. Can actually start going to the volcano and blowing things up now. I think just gunpowder works. I don't need an actual coconade. I just always happen to use those. DST next. I actually was considering, and this is probably a massive mistake on my part, doing uncompromising mode again, because a lot of people seem to like that. I still get comments asking me for more of that. You're gonna make a puddle, but it doesn't matter. Never mind, that puddle you made was gigantic. What? Oh, you can repair with gears, and I've just not been doing that? Alright. You know, I wish things like that in this game would not break when they hit 0 durability, but just pay attention, dummy. I don't like paying attention. I like fail-safes in place for people that are unattentive like me. You want me to monitor my resources and equipment in an uncompromising survival game? What's wrong with you? Yeah, this does kind of just feel like a normal run. A normal run where I bypass every single island because I take one look at it, see all the tall birds and bees and stuff, and I'm just like, I'm not going there. Oh, it's hot, it's hot. How do I take care of this? It's cooler in the volcano, right? Sorry, no, take this off. Okay, that'll help my temperature. Am I gonna shave Wilson? Crap, that's a good idea. Why did I not shave? I love those guys, my friends. Yeah, there is a thermal stone, which I should have made and then made an endothermic fire, and I wouldn't be able to put the thermal stone in the fridge right now because the fridge is broken. I have to wait for the puddle to go away. Or I could have just made a different fridge in a dry spot, but too lazy. I like just scraping by, personally, and making bad decisions. It's a lot more fun. I'm allergic to playing the game optimally or efficiently. Shave my Wilson sounds like an innuendo that I'm not a big fan of. Boy, why are you so hungry? Don't do that. I'm eating. How low is my sanity bar in real life? I don't know. It's probably like always at 0. That or I too much Benadryl. I always see shadow people. I could definitely just blow up their houses to get free Dragoon Hearts, but I feel like that would be really wasteful. Even though I'm not going to be playing this world for very much longer. Well, since your house just happens to be right next to it, this is really just unlucky on your part. Oh well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's sad I haven't come across a single red gem since I've started playing the game. Honestly, what else do I want to make? I'm not going to use any of this. I'm going to get out of here before I start overheating. I guess I could have made a donation to the altar while I was in there, but I think the meteors are more fun. I don't know how long they're going to support Don't Starve content in DST, like come up with new stuff. They seem to be just kind of on a roll. I think it'd be really cool if they added more individual areas and expanded the map like they did with the lunar biome. I like that they keep adding bosses and more progression to the game and more content to what we already have, but I'm kind of sick of them adding bosses, actually. I'll be the one to say it. I know that's like a big part of the game, but I'm kind of sick of them adding just like more and more bosses. Because I never really get to them, honestly, which is my problem, by the way, but I want just more like content to play with early game too. They did add a Balatro minigame, I guess. That was interesting. Because it feels like the early game is fun, and then after that, all you have left to do is bosses. Sanity be darned. Okay. And in this version, I don't think thermal stones have durability, hopefully not. Thank goodness. Gosh, why would they do that? Gosh, every time it stutters, I think it's gonna crash. Also, that's fine. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. How have I not found the octopus guy? Just realized that. Oh my gosh, it destroyed the whole freaking coral thing. Your house. Your house! Who are you? Chips. I just unintentionally destroyed your house. I'm sorry. I don't think I've seen Fear and Hunger. I don't think I'd ever play Fear and Hunger. It just doesn't seem like the type of gameplay I'd like. This is gonna sound incredibly hypocritical coming from someone that plays D&D, but I think this doesn't function as well in a gameplay form, and also the 50-50 chance on things is stupid. That's different from rolling a d20 and having like bonuses and stuff. Anyway, I don't like Fear and Hunger because I don't like betting on coin flips. I think that is an enraging mechanic. I don't like games that the outcome depends on a random factor. I like games that are not entirely, I think all games need a little bit of RNG or luck to make it interesting. But if I lose a game just because the game just decides that it's just gonna give me like bad coin flips, or I don't guess the coin flip properly, that's stupid. You're free to enjoy that. If I'm invested in a game and something goes wrong because I didn't guess a 50-50 flip, I'm not going to be very happy about that. More controversial take, I know other people have talked about this. I think maybe the themes in Fear and Hunger, I'm all for like dark and edgy themes and like kind of pushing boundaries and stuff in video games for what's alright to show and stuff, but I think a lot of things in Fear and Hunger are a little unnecessary or not represented in the most tasteful way. This is a heavily debated, just outside of Fear and Hunger, this is like a pretty heavily debated topic in like horror games especially. It's like, do you need a justified reason to put something in a horror game that makes people uncomfortable? It's like the same thing with like Andy and Lele and all the, the situation. I'm not saying certain topics can't be explored in a horror game to make you uncomfortable. I think they just need to be handled well and have a justified reason to be there. And also, I wouldn't have as much of a problem with people defending the topics in Andy and Lele if those people weren't blatantly also unbothered and kind of supportive of the content within the game. You don't get to defend the game and say it's meant to make you uncomfortable whenever you ship the characters unironically. You say it's meant to be uncomfortable and weird, and then you'd encourage it, and it's like, I don't think you're defending this game in good faith, actually. My opinion on most online discourse is that it never should have been made public. That's my opinion on most of it. It's like, I didn't really need to know any of this. I don't think anyone on the internet really needed to know any of this. Once again, this is not a hot take. I hate YouTube drama. I hate everything about drama farming communities. I think it's a terrible thing to try and profit off of and take advantage of. It's just so stupid. I just think all drama's fake at this point. I don't believe any of it. I'm saying like, oh, it's not a hot take to say I don't like drama and other things, but it actually is on the internet sometimes. Everyone on the internet's such a terrible person now. That's actually not like a widely shared opinion. You never believe how many people I talk to that are like, oh, I enjoy drama. They just blatantly say it. I'm like, it's not something you should admit to. Some people are either don't understand this or they are too busy taking advantage of it to really care. The best way to deal with problematic people online is to just literally ignore them. Oh, yeah, maybe I go back on the boat. Yeah, I dislike hypocritical people. It's fine if you present an argument for it. I'm all for people like presenting arguments, and I think it's good to look at every side of a topic. But whenever you're defending it in bad faith, and you might not even like share the opinion you're like using to defend it with, that's my issue. Dude, can you please hiss off, buddy? Huh. Oh yeah, I just said that. Now don't worry, anyone. I actually said it. Hiss off, like kind of like a pun with a snake. So luckily I didn't say anything bad. That could be a little problematic. That's true that there's probably always going to be people on both sides think it's handled better or worse, but I think there's definitely a more correct way to handle things. You're never going to have everyone agree, but there's definitely a way to do it to have more people agree than not. And that's another nuanced thing that we can get into, but I don't like talking about nuance. That's boring. It's fun. It's more fun to just call people wrong. Not enough people are taking advantage of just like the fear of the unknown and stuff. A lot of the issue with like horror games now, I find, let's stray away from the more controversial stuff we're talking about and just go into more like in-depth, like actual conceptual things about horror games. Horror games are so in your face now. It's like, there's no suspense. Everything is always like, has to be like explained at some point. It's like, the meme of all in the head. I hate psychological horror games and games that it just turns out like, oh, the monster was never real. It was a figment of your imagination, or the entire game took place inside your head because you're like guilt-ridden about something. It's like, just give me a freaking scary monster to run away from. It's like Amnesia: The Dark Descent. That game was good. It had a good story. And the monster was all real. It was cool. I like cool monsters in my horror games. I think my issue with a lot of games and horror games, and this is completely opinion based, you're fine to like these, it's just a different audience. I prefer more gameplay focused things, whereas a lot of horror games recently now are a lot more story based. And it's fine if you want to be a creator of a game that wants to tell more of a story. I like to play games. That's why I like Amnesia. It's such a good mix of having a good story and also like having a tangible threat you run away from. I don't like scripted events and stuff. Story-wise, I really liked mouth-washing, but gameplay-wise, I wasn't a fan. I don't like walking simulators where it feels like I'm watching events unfold. And a lot of games like that now are just like short, walk through, watch things happen. I want like a lengthy horror game that has gameplay, you know? Or even just a simple game like Slender, where it's just like, oh, thing chasing you, go collect stuff. If it's done well. Have I ever had a really parasocial viewer? I think I have a few currently. I think I talked about this on stream one time, but my old Twitch account that I barely use, I've streamed like a couple times on it. I didn't even know whispering was a thing. There were 2 viewers that whispered at me from like a year ago, and it was really strange because 1, do people actually respond to that? And 2, they messaged me at a point where I hadn't streamed on Twitch in over a year. I don't know why they thought I was active or would respond to that at all. And then I didn't even see the message till a year later. I don't know why they thought that was the best way to contact me. I never really understood why people thought FNAF 4 was so scary. They said like, oh, FNAF 3 isn't scary because the jump scare is sucky, and everyone really liked FNAF 4. Not everyone. A lot of people really liked FNAF 4, and I was like, the designs are a little over the top, I think. They're big, scary, and they have sharp teeth, and they have big claws, and that is scary. It's like all the people that put all their horror game monsters in their little indie projects with like super toothy grins and, you know, Minecraft dwellers and stuff that just have the stupid wide-eyed, wide-smiled face, and it's like, I yawn so hard. Cool horror monster concept designs are out the window. There's actually... I was playing Abiotic Factor recently, and there's a creature in that game that's actually really scary. I think this challenge is gonna end perfectly fine. Lord, goodness. I wreak destruction with my presence, and I feel no remorse. I look away for 1 second. Really? Get him. Thank you. Actual tall bird doing something useful for once. There we go. I don't think I've actually found like any legitimate landmark across this map. There's no Skull Island I've found yet. No Yarktopus. No Bagums. There's like no unique thing I've found. The challenge is already over. This is really like sad. Dead jellyfish. How nutritious are jellyfish? Could you like, are those legitimately like viable via real life? Also, don't like jellyfish neurotoxins still stay active post-death? Wouldn't that be like really unhealthy to eat a raw dead jellyfish that just died? What is the nutritional value of a jellyfish? I always thought they were like 90% water or more. I see like videos of sea turtles just like taking bites out of their heads. Unfortunately, a lot of people are kind of not good at spotting AI. Me and my siblings and other people my age can spot something that's AI instantly. I can look at an image pretty much instantly and be like, yeah, this is AI. Or hear an AI song and immediately be like, this is AI, within like the first second. And older people can't do that. I actually have a story to tell. My sister went to an art gallery event that she was invited to, and they were playing, it was like an Oklahoma Heritage Art Center or event, and they were playing a song on the intercom that was completely AI. You know, it was all about like the pride of Oklahoma and whatever. And my sister went to talk to like the guy that's like managing the event, and he's like, oh yeah, my sound guy came up with the song we were playing himself. It's like super cool. I was like, dude, you got scammed so hard. I don't even know if he knew it was AI. It's crazy. I had a friend that was talking to me about how he was listening to an automatic playlist from YouTube, and he listens to like electro swing whenever he goes to the gym. And he said he was listening to an electro swing song, and it was AI. He checked it was AI. I'm getting really sick of it. I really like electro swing. A lot of electro swing isn't really electro swing nowadays though, which kind of bothers me. It kind of is missing the whole electro part of electro swing. It's just swing. I'm just listening to like jazz with like a bass line or something. Yeah, Caravan Palace is still really good. Some of their music videos are a little... Ugh. It's fine, I can tank the heat pretty long. I've got 20 freaking spider glands on me. It's still going, somehow. Is it over? Gosh. No. You better be joking. EDM is not just dubstep. Dubstep is a subgenre of EDM and it's very unique. And I don't like it when people call all EDM dubstep, because it's not. Although, to be fair, the line drawn between a lot of genres of EDM is kind of thin and not super clear. I think a lot of genres in EDM are straight up just made up. Well, they are. But it's like there's so many genres of EDM that are basically the same thing under the different name. Or they're like technically distinct, but they're so similar that it's hard to call it its own thing. I remember watching a video and it's like 120 genres of EDM and half of them sounded the exact same. I'll just give you a quick, pretty understandable example here. Example is Electro Swing is EDM. That doesn't sound anything like dubstep. Electro Swing is obviously not dubstep, but it's EDM. Dubstep generally doesn't have jazz or swing in it, so there you go. There's two genres of EDM that sound different. Evil Morty theme from Rick and Morty's an EDM. I don't think that even contains any electronic instruments at all. I think you're messing with me. For the Damaged Coda by, I think, Blonde Redhead is the group's name. Wasn't I Woody before? Dude, did you join the first 5 minutes and just now join for the second time? I was Woody for like 5 minutes. Yes, actually, Vocaloid and Miku is generally EDM. Don't call her the blue hair anime girl person. That's my freaking wife, dude. Put some respect on her name. Tindabloons. This Don't Starve player pulls the worst chest ever. Watch his reaction. Where's the Skull Island? Is it not here? Is that not guaranteed? Is that not guaranteed? Are you serious? Really? Let's hope I don't get struck by a falling meteor in the middle of the water. I don't think Don't Starve Together is stable enough to even hold more than like 16 people. Can you actually have more than 16 people in a server on Don't Starve Together? What's the max server size? Also, here's this guy. Sorry, I almost said something really rude, which he is fully deserving of. Well, what do you want, buddy? You want cloth? Blah. Meat? Blah. I do this thing called a deep tea cleaning where I fill every orifice of my body with my favorite flavor of tea. My doctor keeps telling me to stop doing it. I think he sees that it's paying off and it makes him insecure. Why are you so fast? Are you just gonna keep... Alright. That's how it is, isn't it? I'm killing your child too. There. Gosh. I don't even want this. I'm just killing your children just because. I had no problems with you or your family, and then you had to act with that attitude. Maybe mind your own business next time. If you happen to be a Snapchat user, which first off, don't be a Snapchat user. But if you do, if you mess up that first rule, if you mess up that first step of never installing the app, never go into the first section of Snapchat. It is the most like, well first off, it's a complete like cesspool. It has like content that should not be readily available to be viewed by the age group that is primarily using the platform. It's awful content on the front page of Snapchat. There's no way any like human actually watches that stuff. It's like influencers that post like 50 stories a day because they get like paid by people to post ads between their stories. It's like David Dobrik, which I hate him verily. Sorry, David Dobrik fans. I really don't like the guy. He posts like, I think he gets like thousands of dollars just posting like pictures throughout the day of just his life with like ads in between. That's no good. Now hold on a second. Now what's going on here? Now let's get this out of here. Oh, come on now. This island is a little small to be doing all this, don't you think? Well, I think this is overall going to be an improvement to the island. Good night, Rut. You are picking a bad time to sleep. What am I going to do? More Darkwood? Lol. Laughs, slaps my big fat belly, dumps grease and oil on myself. Good question. They are not, I can assure you they are not personalized. So much stuff on there is so freaking weird, and it has nothing to do with anything I would look at. Satisfying beard cut, awesome. It's a video of a guy having a bug picked out of his ear. Why would you think I want to see that? Okay. Patty the Batty has already relapsed again? Who? A video of a tribal guy brushing his teeth with a stick. Awesome. A guy putting his tongue in his mouth with chopsticks and chewing on his tongue. Okay. Sam Sulek's young Unreal Genetics. I love this content. It is so good for my brain. A time lapse of a deer tongue being consumed by maggots. Are you sure this is personalized? Maybe Snapchat knows me better than I know myself. All right, well, is this it? Is this the end of the challenge? I could die. Ugh. Well, at least we can, yeah, we can clear this place out a bit. Oh, that's a red gem. Son of a... Gah. Oh, yeah, catch all the spiders on fire. Ow, that was my head. Lord Almighty, stop doing that. And that was the end of that. Thanks for watching, everyone. I want to talk about the challenge for a second. It wasn't really that difficult past the first few days. With the enemies fighting amongst themselves and the abundance of resources, I wasn't ever too worried or short on anything. I think to really make a hard challenge with these settings, you need to find a balance between everything. There are also some settings that didn't really have the impact I expected, and overall, I wish there were some things that actually had settings I could tweak, like volcano eruptions, wind. It would be cool if there were like random Kraken spawns when you're sailing and other stuff like that. Maybe there's a mod out there that I don't know about though, or maybe someone will make a mod at some point that actually makes Shipwrecked a bit more crazy, like an uncompromising mode equivalent or something like that. I know nothing about modding though, so anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I'm probably gonna do uncompromising mode next, and have a good one. Goodbye.